Hi, I'm Tiffany, PD Specialist at Advent Tech, and today I'd like to teach you two different ways to write on your whiteboard. First with the Annotate feature, and the second with the Whiteboard app. If you want to be able to write on something like one of your slides, click the Annotate button, which has the pen and a little squiggly line. This will bring up your annotation menu, and then you can write on anything. This could be a YouTube video, this could be anything, you can write on it. If I want to take notes over my video or over my slideshow, I can change the color. I can change the thickness. I can highlight. Sometimes that's really useful. Click the highlighter. Again, you can change the thickness of the pen. If I want to highlight something for my students, this can be on a website, this can be on a Google Doc or a Google slide, anything. To get out of the Annotate feature, click X, but remember, all of your annotations will go away at that point. With Annotate, you can write on anything, but let's explore the whiteboard, which has tons of features that you'll enjoy. Click on this little squiggly line. That will bring you to your Whiteboard app. I'll show you the menu first, and then we'll show you some cool special features that you might also enjoy. So this is your whiteboard menu. Right here you can see I'm using the pen. If you click on the pen, different colors will appear. If you don't like any of these colors, click the color, and you can choose from multiple different colors, or the plus button will allow you to see the color wheel, and you can pick whatever color you want. You can also click the eyedropper, hold it over a different color that's already on your whiteboard, and you can choose that color. I can choose the thickness of the pen here. I want it to be kind of smaller writing, or if I want it to be really fat. I can also choose a pencil. If you click this, the colors range from light to dark. Say I want to draw lightly with my pencil, all the way to like a dark graphite. Highlighter is also really useful. Again, you can change the color. So highlighting. If you click back into the finger icon, this is where your finger becomes a mouse. You can select things with your finger, move things around. One other cool feature is you can see this whiteboard has infinite space. If I ever want to create more, here's what I've already done. It's way over here. I can start writing, add more, and then move that. For now, I'm going to use the undo button to go back to where I was. Whether or not you are a math teacher, you might use this ruler button, because if you draw on top of it, it helps you draw a straight line. You can delete this, and you're left with a straight line. There's also a protractor if you want to make a circle. Just open it up. Draw. You can delete the protractor. Now you've got a perfect circle. The erase button, there's several different options. So with this button, you can erase your foreground only. With this button, you can actually erase the background as well. You can use your palm, or when eraser is selected, you can use the pen as an eraser. Change the thickness of how much you want to be able to erase at once. The fill button will let you fill a shape. Shape button, you can use your finger to put any kind of shape that you want. So I'm going to select the shape style. I want to put an arrow on here. I want it to have a green outline. I can fill the arrow now. If you want a text box, use your finger to put the text box where you want it, and then your keyboard will show up. If your keyboard looks like this, and you don't want it to be this big, click the keyboard that has a little line underneath it. That's called a floating keyboard. That'll make it smaller, and you can actually move it around. Just a little tip. So let's say I want to say, hi, how are you? I can change the size here. I can change the font. There's all kinds of things I can do in this text box. And then I can move this around with my finger to adjust it however I want it on the screen. If there's something that I want to just cut out, I can literally just cut this out It copies it. I can move it over. I do whatever I want with it. This is a laser pointer. I can decide what kind of laser pointer I want. Let's say I want a green line or a green arrow. So now I can be showing my class what I'm wanting them to see on the screen, and it's like a laser pointer. Don't forget about the undo button. That's very helpful. A really cool feature as well is I can split my screen so that two students can come up and do some work at the same time. Go to this button here, click split, and now that divides the screen into two. You can see this line here. You can see how now there's two toolbars on either side, and that way two different students can come up and write. They can choose different colors. Like if this student wants to have blue and the student wants to have black, they can do that. Now, this line doesn't actually prevent you from writing on either side, but it's just a good delineation for the students to know which side they should be working on. And then to go back to that, click these two people at the bottom and go back to standard. You can easily toggle between different whiteboards that you're using down here at the bottom. Go back to this one or this one. You can add a new one. When you're adding a new whiteboard, here's a really cool feature. When you click the plus, now click the up arrow, click the plus again, and you will have the option to add all kinds of different features to your background. So check out all you have to choose from. Anything from lined paper to math lessons, ELA lessons, a chalkboard, notebook, a blackboard, all kinds of things. So if you find one that you like, you can upload it, and now you can draw on this. Another cool feature of this whiteboard app is by hitting the plus button, you can upload a file or a video or a photo that you have. For example, a math worksheet. I can put them on separate slides or on their own slide. I want to put them on separate slides. Now, you can have students come up and write on them, or you can write on them yourself. And what's cool about it is whatever you write is going to stay with it, even if you manipulate this and move this around. Here's the second page. You can write again, it stays with it. If you ever want to delete that off of there, click it and then ungroup. You can move that, your writing off, or you can delete it and go back to your plain worksheet. Other things you can do, you can add a sticky note if you want to write something or write something. Move it off to the side. Clip art. There's lots of different cool little clip art features to choose from. So if I want to put an apple on my screen, I guess that's a tomato. I can put a tomato on my screen. I can copy it, duplicate it. Now I have two tomatoes. I can make it smaller. I can delete it. I can also put a browser up on my whiteboard screen so that I can look up, let's say I want to look up a skunk. I can actually click and drag this picture onto my whiteboard. I can edit it in any way that I want. When I'm done editing it, click done. Now, it's on my whiteboard. I can make it smaller. I can make it bigger. I can get rid of this browser. And now this is still on my whiteboard. Now I can write on it. I can do whatever I want with that. I can also, if I'm a math teacher and I want to write a complicated equation, I can use this toolbar to write my equation right here on my screen. I can search Google images. That's another way to input images. I can put a YouTube video right onto my whiteboard. And really cool, I have access to Unsplash, which is a huge repository of free high quality pictures. So I can click this. Let's say I want to, I can search for skunk. Here's a cool picture of a skunk. It adds it to my screen here. You can save your whiteboards and change the name to skunk. I'm going to save it. See, it's called skunk. Push save. Now the whiteboard that I was just working on is saved into my downloads. I hope you enjoyed this video on how to write on your Promethean board. Please check out Advent Tech's YouTube channel for more videos.